Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and this masterclass is all about baking, making sure that we get it down to a science. Now, Chef, you always are helping us, and this one is a little special. The entire show, we're focusing on baking treats.
Absolutely. Well, crème pat is like the sort of basic, it's the foundation. So I think most of us at home are familiar with a white sauce, basically. Yes. You know, so that's what we all, understand in the savory realm of things. But in the baking world, this is it. So in essence, think of it as a thick custard.
Yummy! Well, a crème pâtissier, as Chef has said, is a decadent and delicious version of custard. It is a great recipe to have on hand. It makes a great accompaniment for cake, choux buns, and even to have on its own as a dessert. Now, today we're going to be using our Clover Super M vanilla to create a creamy choux bun filling. Lead us.
Oh. Well, first thing is you've got to start warming up your milk, or we got our flavoured milk component in here. So all we need to do is bring it up to a point just before boiling, not completely at boiling. And then we're going to be adding that into our egg mixture, which we actually need to temper our eggs. But before we do that, let's add in our ingredients. So egg yolks, and then an egg, a whole egg. The egg yolks are going to give us wonderful richness, wonderful creaminess, but also going to add a bit of a thickening agent to it as well, but gives that wonderful rich colour that we know in, custard at the end of the day. Corn flour, that's really what's going to thicken it. A little bit of salt, and then a little bit of caster sugar. Actually, one thing out there, and for everybody else at home, sometimes we think of caster sugar and go, oh, it's a little bit expensive.
Yeah.
Do this. Take normal, regular sugar, put it into a food processor, and just blend it. Homemade caster sugar, done.
Yep. For the exact price that you normally use. I love that.
Let's not talk about that,
Okay, so at the end of the day, this is going to help us with that custardy component. And Dumi, you decided to go with the Super M as what we're heating up on the pan.
Yeah, so normally you would use just plain milk, but I'm just saying because we want that additional flavor, we've chosen to go with our Super M vanilla. We could use any of the other flavors. So if you perhaps were trying to put some flavor into your crème pâtissier and maybe give it like a cream soda flavor, you could go with the Super M cream soda or any flavor of your choice. It really is up to you. But Chef, I just want to touch on something. We've got your hot milk here. Your Super M is heating up. Do we want it to bubble away, or do we literally just want it to be...
No, just bring it up to temperature. Because what we're going to do is we want to start to agitate the eggs to start cooking the process of the corn flour to actually thicken it. So just bring it up to like literally just before, to a simmering kind of point. Now you can to pour this in batches. I'm just going to sort of be a little bit more civilized, and let's take a little bit of milk, a little bit together. Now, firstly, I've put the corn flour into here to basically break it so there's no lumps. So very important at that stage. I'm just going to sort of throw it all here and sort of go for it. Take a little bit of milk and sort of pour that into there, and then constantly whisk. So what this is we're bringing up the temperature of the eggs to marry with the temperature of the milk. But what was very important why we temper it is because I do not want sweet scrambled eggs.
Oh, no.
Yeah? All right.
No sweet scrambled eggs. So make sure that the Super M is not completely boiled, but just, definitely bring up the heat and then slowly but surely add it to the egg mixture.
Absolutely. Add it into that egg mixture and then pour that egg mixture back into your actual pot whilst it's on the heat. And then, very important, Polly, you gotta keep whisking in there. There are demons that lurk at the bottom of this pan. Eggs and heat. Whoa.
Chef, I just also want to touch on something, right? You've chosen to use caster sugar, and I know one of the reasons is because it dissolves quicker. But could it also be because when sugar and egg mix, there's a term that they say that sugar actually burns the eggs. So is it better to use caster sugar because if it sits for too long, you actually end up having those nodules from the egg.
Yeah, you don't want that crystallization.
Correct.
You really want to actually stop there. So you break it out, it breaks down a lot quicker. So you got to think of the chemical structure. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes chemically that, things react differently.
Yeah.
It's like when you think of taking a piece of salt and you're like curing a piece of meat, like how we make biltong and vinegar.
Yes.
That's exactly what sugar is in essence doing to the eggs. So that's why it's important use something that's sort of already part broken down and speeds up the process. And this you just keep sort of whisking and whisking, and this will become to a nice thick consistency, thick custard, which is very important. Now, how do you know it's cooked and that it is safe for you lovely pregnant ladies, young kids, grannies, grandpas,
and all the above.
and everybody above? the age of a certain age. Anyway, really important is you want to get this above about 84 degrees, where it becomes safe to eat. How do I know if I don't have a temperature? When it starts to bubble. Yeah. So I don't know if we're going to have it in the time here. This on high. There we go.
But I just want to show people as well, Chef, since you're talking about that, our cream patisserie is nice and thick now. It's cooled down and so forth. But remember, we're talking about the bubbles that were created by the egg mixture and the raising agent. This is what happens. Once it's baked in the oven, it's going to look like this. And then once your cream is thick enough, you literally just pipe away like that.
Wow.
And you can enjoy these either cut in half, or you just make a hole at the bottom and then fill your babies up, and you can enjoy them as cream puffs or as eclairs. It's completely up to you.
And I've just had a taste of this crème pâtissier. It is so delicious. It is so rich, very, very creamy, but it's not too much. It's not overpowering. It's just the perfect balance. Chef, this is what we're talking about when we say baking is a science.
Well, there becomes a science in it, and the beauty is you can start adding things into it as well. So you've got to add some chocolates. You've got a chocolate custard, if you'd like, on that there. So, you know, you can put a bit of spice, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg as well to sort of zhuzh this up there. So lots of little options there. So this is your crème pat. Actually, with a choux bun, technically, it should be with a chantilly cream, which is whipped cream with vanilla. Or if you really want to be fancy, is make a custard and add whipped cream, and you get what we call a diplomat cream.
I love that. Well, we did speak about donning our berets.
Keep whisking, else you're going to get sweet scrambled eggs. And if you do get sweet scrambled eggs, put them into liquidizer, blitz, with a block of ice, and you rescued it.
Oh, talk about a masterclass. If you want to rescue yourself in your kitchen at home, simply head over to afternoonexpress.co.za. Chef, keep whisking. Chef, keep whisking.
You've got to be ambidextrous in this place.
I'll go. But one of you, Chef.
Oh, he's back.
Oh. Move way.
Clover fresh milk.
Made with love by Clover.
This looks delicious. We are focusing on baking today. Chef Chart, any last tips and tricks?
Yeah, very important. Do not take the cooked mixture and put it into there. Make that disappear, because guess what? Scary manila might be in there still. So, you know, cooked eggs raw. But take this, pop this into a clean bowl and place it above an ice bath to bring the temperature down radically and as quickly as possible, with a little layer of cling film on top to stop a skin forming.
Love it for us and love it for you at home. But we're not done. When we return and when we come back from our break, from sweetness, we're going to show you how to whip up a simple yet appetizing dinner in the form of soft bread buns with a sticky, saucy chicken stuffing.